Well, a minute ago there, I was ranting about sticks. Didn't give you much for specifics. So, when you take your stick, when you're too cheap to buy a tripod and the stick don't hold up. Anyway, sticks. About a ½ inch to an inch in size. Maybe an inch and a half if you're lucky. That's what I use to weave. All in between. All this, all that. 3/4 inch is the best I find. They gotta be at least 6 feet. Better if they're a bit over, because these sails here, the bits going up and down, or the posts, whatever you want to call them. I heard of folk called them sails in the UK, but that's fine. 3/4 inch I find the best for about 2 foot spacing. And when I mean 2 foot, I mean like 2 foot, like literally 1 foot in front of the other. So they're a bit more than 2 imperial feet. You know, I wasn't king at the time, so. So roughly 2 foot apart, anywhere between a ½ inch to an inch and a half, you can get away with weaving in between. The thicker it is, the more tension there's going to be on there. The thinner it is, the easier it's going to go in. It won't have a lot of tension on it, mind you, unless they're like really straight, but that's why I like using a mix, because it doesn't really matter. As far as the age of the wood, some of this stuff here, like that top one, like right there, that's about 2 years old. Use those on straightaways. Now, I got a foolish bit of advice from the internet, where much foolishness occurs, that for corners, just bend them. Dumb idea. Dumb. Very dumb idea. Better idea is if you just keep attention, take a care, and you weave right into the corner. See that? I put 2 down. 2 down going one way. 2 down going this way. Lap them over top. Rinse, repeat. Keep doing that. Much better corner. See the other corner there? See that board? Yeah, that board. There's another board in there and one there. Had to cut a notch in the stick to hold it up. A lot of tension there. That is a mean fly swatter, right at nutcracker level. So yeah, not the best idea, but I did it. It's what they said to do. Well, experience is worth its weight in gold. So yeah, just weave in your corners and cut off the ends. Like, that's all I did. Make it even. Like, make sure there's a bit of stick out and cut it. That's all there need be. And now for the sails, the upwards, the posts, those sizes are anywhere between like 1.5 inches and up. So I have some here that are like 4 inches thick. I have others that are only 2 inches thick. And there are a couple that are only 1.5 inches thick. Do they all have to be the same height? No. They're all about 4.5 feet. Now, I didn't put them in too deep. I only put them in maybe about 1.5 feet. I got about, my expectation is to have around 3 feet minimum of sail coming up. It's nice to have more than that though, so I cut all these to around 5 feet, give or take, like a hand or so. You don't have to be too picky about it. It's not rocket science. Do they have to be straight? Oh, it works a bit better, but if they're a bit funky, like that fella right there, and if you got a good hammer and a lot of patience, and you know someone who's a little bit strong, or you just have a lot of effort in you to spend, well, you can make it work. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's straight enough, you can get it in there. That's what I did for a lot of these. I hide the ugly ones though, like that one, away from the main public viewing space up the other way, because I'm kind like that. But yeah, not rocket science, just a lot of work. Like this is like 3 or 4 weekends worth of work, and I've done very little in terms of actual length, but I didn't spend $1. Is it worth it? Well, if you've got time or you've got money, you got to figure out which you're willing to give up more of. And now, the way the world is right now, lots of time. I have twice as much time now, in fact, which is great. I do beautiful things like this now. And all this wood that would have otherwise just been rotting in a field is going straight to use. So there's a lot of sense in that, because now my ducks and the sheep, they won't be able to get at our garden anymore. We lost half the garden last year to those assholes. We ate them, for the most part. So they got it in the end. But, you know, they didn't need the veg. They're fine with grass, they're just assholes. Cute though. So yeah, it's not hard. Just a lot of effort. My number one advice though, have a good hatchet, have a good handsaw. All this was handsawn. That's not a brag, that's an unfortunate reality. I have a chainsaw, but when I was cutting these things so low to the base there, I wouldn't take the risk of that thing bouncing up and getting me in the nanners. But yeah, it took a long time. And luckily, all this was a byproduct of other work I had to get done anyway. So, you know, just make the most of it. Make the most of everything you do, right? Small investment can go a long way, right? I've made about 10 wheelbarrows full of mulch from all the little sticks that I've cut up, right? Those are a couple piles that I've made, you know, and I've got more sticks to come. Plenty more to come. That's not all of it either. And it won't be, since there's lots more that needs to be done, as you can tell from the sheer amount of sticks. But that small investment of the mulcher, it's probably already halfway paid off, because you think about it, you pay about $6 a bale for sawdust, or sorry, wood chips. Gone through 10 of those now, $60. I paid $150 plus the tax, so nearly, what was it, 180, 190, whatever. You know, I'm gonna get another bag out of that pile there. That makes about a bag. And yeah, I'll probably make a couple more this year. And then next year, I'll have even more. Because what am I gonna do next? Well, come winter, I'm gonna go up in that field there. I'm gonna cut more of them. In the middle of winter though. Or at least right at the beginning, once things all, you know, leaves are gone and all that jazz. They call it coppicing. I'll cut it down real close to the root, and I'll harvest that wood. And that way when the spring comes, they'll spring right back up, because they've got all the energy that they had stored in their roots, because all the sap went down the roots for the winter, and they'll grow new springs coming up. And alder being what it is, they spread by the roots anyway, and they are tenacious. So I'm not too concerned about cutting them one way or another. But I'll be able to make more fencing, and fuel, and bedding, and all those other things. It'll be effort, it'll be work. But I'll do it when I have time, and I enjoy it, you know. It took me hours of work to do it, but you know, hours of enjoyment. Not much different if you're sitting in front of your computer or your TV or whatever, just, you know, sitting and scratching them. I just happen to be playing with twigs, just not my own, so that's good. That's good. We all need less of that in life. Yep. So I'm pretty happy with this so far, and hopefully we'll see more and more to come, and hopefully I can fix that broken car. I pointed out, but you can't see it. I'll get that fixed, and then I will have my stick wagon. and this will go a lot faster. And that'll be nice. Little investments. That car, the alternator I said earlier was dead, but it just needs a new belt. It snapped in the middle of winter because it sat so long. But man, those Toyota engines, can't go wrong. Starts right back up. I hadn't started that thing up in goddamn fucking 8 months. She went right back up, you know, just gave the battery some charge. So yeah, we'll have our stick wagon. This will all go faster in future. Yeah, just a little advice.